Walker, and I have the privilege today of introducing our keynote speaker, Dr. Flores Wilma Ortiz Morera, our 2011 Teacher of the Year.
It's like, where is all this happening? I have to tell you also that it's a real pleasure, an honor to be here at another Best Practices Conference. Not only because I attend every year, but also because I am surrounded by an incredible group of educators that are committed and dedicated to make the school a better place for everyone. And the reason why I think we're here, despite of our differences in terms of background, philosophies, ideologies, or even our expertise, what we believe is that school and education is the way for success in this society. And to allow the student to access this incredible tool is what we're committed to. Another thing that is exciting for me today is that we are looking at best practices through the lens of language, power, student and teachers' voices. And for me, that's what education is all about. I want to tell you a little bit, I'm going to try to be quick, but this is an anecdote, and many of you have heard it, of something that happened to me. I'm an ESL teacher, I've been teaching for 20 years. So right in there, I can assume that I have some understanding of second language acquisition, working with English language learner, and I lived for 52 years in the world, so I have some experience about life. So this is one of my classes in the fall, when we were exploring Martin Luther King's life and contribution to society. And I have done the background design, we had the enduring understanding, I have the poster, so I have all what I think I needed for the kids to understand the context of our conversation and lesson. So I asked the kids what makes a good speaker. And I wrote it as the warm-up question, I call it warm-up 1, because it was the writing from kids came in, 5 minutes journal writing, and we were going to reflect on this question, what makes a good speaker, to ease the kids into the lesson. After the 5 minutes, I set up the timer, I always put music, and I elicit information from the kids. So I said, so what did you respond? And I start writing on the board. This is basic stuff. I'm not doing anything out of the ordinary of any teacher would do. So some of the kids, gave me opinion and said some things. And one of the kids said, well, the little one, the pen, the big one, or the little ones. And because I'm hard of hearing, I said, what do you mean by big one or little ones? And he goes, yeah, that those speakers, the one you have connected, and he pointed at the one connected in my computer in front of the class. And I say, those speakers? And he goes, yeah, like Mrs. Ortiz, those speakers, isn't that what you asked for? And I'm looking like, yeah, these speakers. So we started talking about speakers, technology, and equipment. And I showed my boombox that has big speakers. And after a while, I moved them to where I wanted to take them into my lesson, and I felt that I needed to rephrase my question. And I thought that was the simple question, simple language, the kids know about speakers. So I said, how about a human speaker, like people speaking? So one of the lessons that I learned was that I needed to check for understanding. That I assumed that my student knew exactly what I was talking about. I assumed that I provided all the background and knowledge, which is good practices when you're doing a lesson. My student was not wrong. He brought his home and personal life experience of being connected to technology. Nowadays, kids are not hooked on phonics. Kids are hooked on technology and iPhone. Yes, teaching is so much about learning. It is about learning every day. It is about allowing yourself, the kids, to learn, to teach you. And bringing that knowledge, that expertise, and the power of what they have, those literacy. The students that come in the classroom that cannot function in English and sometimes cannot be literate in the academic Spanish, but they can tell you much about planting and farming. They can tell you much about going to the market, working with the parents in the field. That kind of literacy, we don't see it as a space to go to the next level. We need to be united in the understanding that every child can achieve, and every child comes in school with an incredible, incredible background information, knowledge, and ability to perform. What do we do with that? Is the challenge is peace. Because it's been placed upon us to change everything. The classroom is not the place to fix everything. It is the place to explore and engage in learning together. It is, if you can leave today, at the end of this conference, with the understanding that you're already doing this, that I'm not telling anything new, I'm just perhaps refreshing and reminding ourselves of the power of language. We know it. Oftentimes we are so wrapped up and caught up in the pressure of we need to do this, we need to go through the curriculum, I need to teach this, that we forget the inquiry process for us and the kids, and I would say, the value of self-reflection as part of our daily work and a habit of mind. So don't think that my intention today was to come with anything new. This is what we know. This is what we do. I just want you to remember every day when you walk in the morning and you feel it had to go in spite of the difficulties, we go and we show up every day because we believe in education and we have hope. And that's the same hope we need to transmit into our students. So if you can go home and say, yes, we're already doing this, or yes, I need to continue infusing my practice and infuse others, I think we've done a good job. And thank you for your patience, because I know I've been here talking for a long time. It was my pleasure to be with you today. Thank you.